right. Welcome to this beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, to come together to liberate our souls. Yes. Come into our zone of brilliance together and feel the deep presence and love and unity that we are. Today, just feeling such a fascinating energy moving through, really supporting yeah, absolutely, Claudia. Yeah, supporting a lot of deep shifts happening. And this morning too, this just like a lot of energy moved through. It was like, yep, all right, whatever you've been moving through the past couple of days that have been wanting to transform, surface, show themselves, and move through, today's the day to have the clarity. To really say yes to whatever those answers are, to whatever that information is, to whatever the shift is. So that's what I'm feeling today. So we're gonna play. We're gonna play today with all of this. So how I'd like to flow today is to start with our opening, grounding, presencing meditation, just to really connect our bodies with our hearts, our minds, and together here as a whole field. And then we'll go into some more information that I've been researching and finding very fascinating, and do some meditation activation work. And then at the end, I'm going to share something with you that I'm really excited about, that I've brought forward to share as an offering. So just welcoming you into this space, welcoming you in to your breath, welcoming you into your body. And if you wish to, just closing your eyes. And just sending out some rays of gratitude and appreciation for you choosing to be here today. In this moment, for you showing up in the aligned experience that you're here to have with all of us, with this space, with this energy. So in this moment, taking some deep breaths into your body, welcoming this breath as if it's a beautiful light, and that light can be whatever color feels good for you in this moment. To just visualize breathing in and out of your body. This light of life, of this air, breathing in into the lungs, filling the lungs and the belly. And on the exhale, just knowing we're exhaling out. What we no longer need in the body, but what also feeds the plants and nature around us. So just coming into this awareness of this life-giving flow in and out of the body as we breathe in this pure oxygen, thanking earth, the trees, the plants, the water, as we bring it into the land, the landscape, and the water and the blood of our bodies. Welcoming it into every cell of the body, and welcoming, inviting all that's no longer needed in the cells to flow out with the out breath. Allowing the body to be energized as well as relaxed. So just noticing your body, just welcoming anything in your body to open with your breath, to your shoulders, your hips, your legs, your face. Just allowing yourself to really be present in your seat, to adjust if needed. Welcoming yourself to this moment, welcoming yourself to this moment, welcoming yourself to this moment. Saying hello to yourself even more. Acknowledging yourself, your soul, your breath, your light, your energy, your wisdom. Acknowledging yourself in this moment of all that you've been experiencing and all that you brought with you today to have clarity with or transformation around, or just to be open to receive. Just feeling this breath, this life-giving force in and around the body now. So just breathing and exhaling in and around the energy around your body. Imagining this light as you're exhaling, flowing around your body. And as you're inhaling around your body, just acknowledging the energy, your energy body, saying hello to it, whether you feel it or see it or experience it or not, just saying hi to the energy around your body. And we're going to bring a nice white light around everyone here in the whole space, breathing in from the top of the head down through the center channel of the body of this energy that you are. To allow as it's flowing down the body, and this white light can be as wide as your energy body, it can be as narrow as a channel down through the center of your body. You just let it be and flow and allow the deepest grounding and connection of this light of your breath through your body all the way down into the center of earth. And as it's flowing, just allowing and asking for any and all cords, any places, any things, any people, any interactions, any thoughts, any emotions that we don't need in this space right now to just release, go to where they need to go, calling all of your energy here, flowing it down all the way down into the center of earth, into the crystalline center of earth. Letting yourself just settle in your seat. Your presence breathing through your heart. Taking some breaths into your heart, welcoming yourself even more into this space. Yes. Beautiful. And as we're sitting in our hearts, again, just acknowledging ourselves here as all of us, and all of us that are present and all of us that will be on the replay, just acknowledging everyone in this space. That we've come together, we've chosen this moment to be together. We've chosen this moment to connect and share and allow all of our energy to unify, to bring forth what is present for all of us to receive today. Beautiful. Just so many present, beautiful beings as well, all of our guides and helpers and the energies. See the dragons present. So much coming alive right now with who you are and what you're bringing. So thank you. And so just taking a deep breath into the body, feeling your feet, feeling the space around you. And that's really been present for you that you would like to connect into as an intention or an affirmation, just please do. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate all of you and your presence. Yes. So, wow. just the past few days, well, as we've all been knowing, we've been going through these waves of real deep knowing surfacing and different things popping up here and there to show us where we're at, right? Show us where we're at, where our minds are, where our emotions are. And this may just be coming up through interactions with others or dreams or just visions or just knowings, things that are just showing up. Maybe it's been challenging moments with emotions or just the physicality of the body trying to maneuver through these changes, maybe some physical sleep or symptoms showing up. It's been quite powerful. But also all of this, as we've all been experiencing, has been liberating us as well. Where have we been holding things? Where have we been stuck? Where have we been challenged throughout our lives? That's so ready to just have some of its final breaths. Have some of its final breaths. Yes, good, Cynthia. Integration of the new me and my awareness of my I am presence. Absolutely. And so just really witnessing this space that's been coming alive and this fertile ground that we've been creating just through the choices that we've been making throughout our lives, wherever we started on this path of awareness and consciousness and awakening and embodiment. And we're really shifting. We're really in this powerful, deep shift of the old paradigm, right? All the old programs this planet has been holding for so long and that we've been holding in our bones and our DNA and our matrix is just like, all right, all right, that foundation is not holding anymore. It's not holding anymore. If we're willing to let it go, the cracks in the foundation are big. And so through that is the light of ourselves showing up. And so I want to speak about just how brilliant our bodies are, just how brilliantly designed our brains and our bodies and our fields really are, and what the capacity is for us. And so as we've been stepping into this field, of course, the science of who we are and the energy of ourselves has just been popping with all this information to show us, the power of our experience and how amazing it is when we come into presence, when we come into love, when we come into neutrality, and how that supports us in the true embodiment of ourself in balance, in harmony, in joy. And so there's this powerful research being done right now, and I have to look it up because I totally forgot, and I forgot to write it down with the acronym meant, because I always use the where they call Spain, and it's a frequency project where they are looking at what happens when we are in different resonant fields. And I'll get that and I'll send it out because I don't want to take away from this right now. But what they have been finding, because we all think, we've all been told, oh, our heart is, and when we're in love, is the greatest energy field, is the biggest energy field, and the highest frequency, right? And what they're actually finding with these capacities to work with finite detail of frequency is that authenticity is actually what creates the largest energy field around our bodies. And so for those of us who have been on this path, what is this all about? It's all about really us being our true selves, right? Without hesitation. And so when we're in authentic expression, we're not holding back, right? We're not doubting, we're not questioning, we're not having those moments of hesitation, we're not having those moments of confusion or doubt. We're just being, right? It's pure being. And so what's in pure being? Pure being is that presence. Pure being is that love. So like the building steps of authentic expression are coming into deep presence, are being in love with ourselves, because when we're in love with ourselves and we're having that great energy field, what's natural? our soul, our true self, that's naturally flowing in that moment. And so then our energy field is big. And so you notice that. And that's what we're all drawn to within ourselves. And that's what we're all drawn to when we feel that presence with somebody else. It's like, wow, why does that energy feel so good? It might not just be that they're exuding love or connection. It's because they're just being themselves, right? And that energy is such a natural feeling. And I think that's why we feel so good in nature, because trees and the water, it just is, right? As you know, as Cynthia was saying, that I am presence, it just is. There's no, the water's not going, oh, how do I need to flow today? How do I need to come in and out? Oh, okay. The tree's standing there going, okay, I'm not sure of my roots right now. Maybe I better lean this way, or maybe I better lean that way. No, it's just, they just are, right? They're just there. And what else can I say, right? So that is the fascinating thing about us as humans, of our consciousness, because plants, they're all aware of each other. They're all aware of themselves. They're aware of each other. But it's just such a fluid flow of connection to source that there isn't all of that, right? And they're very supportive to each other that way. And because we've been in this, what people may call the inverted matrix or the false matrix, or, all these distortions and balances, what we're doing is we're learning again how to go, oh, wait, yes, what are all these programs that have been set up for us in the most brilliant of ways to not know ourselves. And so when right now we have such a fertile ground to just completely say no to all of that and completely say yes to ourselves, and let that natural source awareness be the flow of ourselves, right? And so that's why we've been working these paths so repetitively over the past few years. And that's why I keep bringing us, that's what I get called to do, is like, okay, where's our presence? Where's our focus? Where's our attention? How are we feeling about ourselves? What choices are we making? Right? Because that's where our power is. That's our true power. That's the rawest power that we could ever be, that electromagnetic field of our brain. Because what happens, and when we choose to be in that pure present place of ourselves and we go into neutrality, what they're finding in our brains based on our choices of how we're responding and interacting is that when we choose to come from that neutral space of perspective rather than emotion, when we're in interactions with other and choosing, and not that emotions are bad and not that we have to be completely, emotionless. It's more of like when we're coming from that space where we're really in our center and we're choosing to have that broader perspective field of awareness of what's happening with ourselves and what's happening around us. Those higher energy parts of our brain, the pineal gland, the frontal cortex, all of that, where we're able to have more conscious, aware connection, that's where all the energy goes, right? But when we're, as we all know, when we're in that lower brain of the emotions or the fears or the discomforts, we stay in that contracted space, right? So when we are really choosing this neutral space, when we're really choosing this space of presence to where our capacity has that ability to discern what's around us, what's in our space, how are we going to move, it creates more choice point. It creates that center deep space of authenticity for us to choose just what we're truly feeling and wanting and being, and that passion and that desire of our truth is what starts to flow through the body, right? And that aligns, and then that aligns that center channel, all the energy centers for those true energy centers to then wow, I can just relax into the body because we're not choosing the trigger point. We're not choosing, any of the energies that have been embedded in our bodies, our brains, our systems. We're choosing just that authentic expression that's flowing, that's just always underneath all of that. And so as we're saying, let's liberate our soul, what I'm really saying is let's liberate our authenticity, right? Because our soul is that's the soul unique expression of who we truly are on this planet and in our bodies. And this brilliance that we are, if you can feel it right now, it is so ready to be like, oh, all right, I'm like so ready to flow through this body and flow through this field and have its space, have its day, have its moment, right? Have your moment, have your experience. And so that's what I want to create today with us today is, keep continuing to engage with this. And for those of you who have been on this path with me, it's something that we've been just consistently, going through and deepening all these layers so that we can just continue to just keep saying yes to ourselves, yes to ourselves, yes to ourselves, right? Letting all that other stuff that's not us go and come into this pure harmony and balance of ourselves. And so this is the path. And then that's true union. That's true 0 point. That's true, experience of the body. And so that electromagnetic field then just ripples out and really starts to coalesce and be that tuning fork to the universe, to what we are. And we're just consistently connecting and coming into that resonance with that field of source, with that field of creation, with that field of that just continually allows us to have that strength and that courage and that knowing to just keep stepping in our authenticity, walking and being and feeling and knowing. And so today through this, I want to bring us into that space of what does that really feel like? Because some of you know what that feels like. We all know what that feels like because we have moments of it. But let's like create that stillness of that authentic, pure zone within our bodies that all of our cells can really feel that, right? And whatever we're holding on to right now, whatever transition we're going through, whatever's been maybe present for us, that's like, can feel that static or that tension of something wanting to release, we'll work with that. Because I'll tell you, I know a lot of you can relate, is that for so long, in life, we've felt restricted. That was my path. And that's what is really showing up for me right now, is watching those places of limitation that I've put on myself, the way that I've limited my way of being in the world in so many different aspects. And the limitations, and that is like, it's all dismantling right now. And it's so amazing because just how constricted, especially like when I feel into, and I know we can all do that, when we feel into ourselves as we've been shifting, when we feel like what we felt like years ago, or maybe a month ago, or a week ago, or yesterday, or this morning, right? When we were in those programs, just so embedded in those programs that we didn't even know we were in them, right? We didn't even know what those were. We had no conscious identity or awareness of those things. And like feeling back into that space and going, whoa, who was that? Like, what was that? That's so fascinating, the paths that we've been on that have held us in these spaces. And now we're like, in all of the awareness that we've done, because I was like that. I was hovered, I was hiding, I just limited myself to a very, no one had any idea how I felt because I was out traveling the world. I was doing these things. So everyone thought I was living this totally free life. But this body and my awareness and my consciousness, I just felt so shut off. And now when I'm more like in a place where my life is more, what do you want to call it, scheduled with my child and my work and things, I feel in some ways more free than I ever have. Than when I was out, kind of doing what I thought I was doing, whatever I wanted, you know, but I felt so constricted and so limited in my own self, so not able to express myself in the way that I wanted, you know, and or the way that I felt. And I could not break those barriers. I just could not break those barriers at that time. It just felt like, nope, I'm just going to keep hiding. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. And through the years, I just like, you know, it was like I had to chisel, you know, I had to chisel holes in my walls, you know, and now it feels like, all right, no more, no more walls. And I know that so many of us are feeling that, right? So many of us are feeling that, like, let's just free all the spaces and places that we've been holding ourselves. And this is what I love guiding people through. This is such a, wow. Yeah, it's just when we get to witness ourselves in this freedom, and when you all get to feel that freedom, it's just the most immaculate, amazing experience that we can ever have, I feel. And so this is why I consistently show up. This is why I consistently show up for myself and for all of you, because it's just, I can't fathom a life being constricted or limited anymore for any of us, right? It's just, it's not, it's like not in the program. We're closing that chapter, that play. We're creating a new play, a new movie, you know, a new show. and we're doing something different. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that. And so let's do that. Let's and I'd love to hear, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, resonating with it so much. Appreciate that. So you know, there's a lot of research out right now too on what we call the flow state, right? The flow state of what happens when we are in exactly what I'm talking about, when we're in that state where we are so connected to ourselves that we're not even, you know, we're not thinking, we're not even really, quote unquote, like making a choice in the movement to move this way or to move that way or to do this or do that. We're just in flow. It's just happening. So what do you in this moment, do you recognize as something that you get into when you're in the flow state? What is that for you? And I like to hear in chat, like maybe it's when you're out for a walk, or maybe it's a meditation, or maybe it's when you're doing some project or working. What is it when you really feel that? Like you're just present, you're there, you're in the flow. There's no questioning or wondering. It's just pure flow. What is that for you? Sorry about that. Phil, yes, feeling more free than ever. Feeling present when there's no sense of time. Everything coming together now. Absolutely. Yeah, Christina, does not being constricted include expressing negative emotions that come up, anger, for example, where there's nothing that is not me? No. So, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When we are in flow and we're in that deep present space, and we're having that feeling, okay, so we're having that feeling of constriction, right? Because we still have that. It's just part of the human experience, right? We're going to have those experiences, what we may call, you know, a negative emotion. So what we want to do in those moments is, yes, take the judgment out of it, and we let that flow through. We let it flow through. We don't try to stop it. I mean, I'm not saying like go and like be angry on somebody and yell at somebody and, you know, whatever, but we find a way. We acknowledge it, we're aware of it, and we let it have its expression in a way that's safe for us and safe for others, right? The best that we can in the moment. So we're not constricting around it, right? So that we don't create more constriction or more judgment or more tension around what we're experiencing. So I'm not saying we're always in a blissful state. I mean, that's, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that we're opening up more to the possibility of that, right? And we're opening up more to the possibility of when we are in those challenging spaces, that foundation that we're building and creating through more moments of being in neutrality, more moments of being in deep presence, more moments of being in that flow authentic state, that when we have those moments of constriction, that we're able to greet them and meet them and be with them in a more in more capacity to really let them have their expression in a way that we have more discernment with them while we're having them. And so it's I find that to be a very powerful space, because I find that in myself now. If I ever have a frustration with something that's happening around me, whether it's my son or uh, something coming up within me or something out in the world that I find myself going into judgment about, and I'm like, oh, okay. I step back and I say, okay, yep, I'm feeling my body tensing up. I'm feeling myself having these emotions coming up, and yep, I'm gonna let myself feel that. And I want to feel that. I want to let myself have that expression and let it come through. But while I'm choosing to be present with it, not just letting it, run its program, right? Because that's where we can continually just step in to transform it, not hold on to it, as well as have a different relationship to it and shift the trigger and program from which it came from, right? So we can come into more acceptance of ourselves and the experience in the moment. And so there are going to be moments maybe when we lose our cool, or when something comes up, but what happens is we can recover from it more quickly. We can become more aware of it more quickly. We can tune into the information that's in it more quickly. And so it just becomes a practice. And even that becomes a flow state. Even that becomes an authentic expression, because that was a real experience. I really got angry, right? Or I really got sad, or I really had a moment of tension, a reaction to that, right? What's in that for me? What information is here for me? Right. So, yeah. So it's not denying it, because that's just bypassing or trying to say I'm something, and that, trying to, say I can't be that. Right. What I'm saying is that it's just an opportunity. Yeah. I hope that helps. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Christina, when I sit down with a cup of tea and gaze out the window into the near distance, I call it being in the shimmering. Beautiful. Yeah, that's wonderful. I like that, the shimmering. Yeah. Dana, a sense of knowing acceptance of all that is. Yeah. And Krista, when I am experiencing life from the depth within, light and energized joy bubbling up from an infinite well within, flowing, flowing, flowing. Yeah. Claudia, hiking in nature is big for me. And also when I am talking to friends, when they reach out for advice, and I feel like I'm just letting myself flow with the conversation. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. I love the diversity of how we experience ourselves, and that's what is the beauty of our reality, is this diversity of our experience that we all get to share with each other. And that's what builds it. So the more that each of us is in our authentic space, guess what? We're rippling out that presence, that flow. We're rippling that out into reality without even intending to do it, because we're just being us, and that's the frequency we're carrying, and that's what's interacting with the space around us. And so we all get to feel that unconsciously, and then the subconscious, when we have more of that happening in the collective, we're feeling that. So thank you, everyone. Yeah. Hi, Pat. Love nature, air, sun, and trees. Yeah. So it is. Absolutely. Yeah. So, I'm just tuning in here. I was just really feeling and sensing just this softness that I feel is really wanting to, come alive for each one of us, that we can sit in and allow. more and more. It's kind of like, let's bring into our imagination or whatever we're sitting on these like the most like the softest cushions that just make us feel like we're floating, you know, and we just get to be held, we get to be embraced, because that's what that flow state is. It's like we're not we're just choosing to float within our own energy field, right? Where we're choosing to be less dense, right? Less dense, in which a lot of our emotions can be. And so I want to, and what happens too then is we engage with what we might call the higher aspect of our emotions, right? So whenever we feel, you know, we can get, when we, I like to distinguish, let me put it this way, I like to distinguish between emotions and feeling, the feeling states. And because I feel like the feeling states, when we're in harmony or we're in joy or we're in peace or we're in that deep relaxation, we're in that space, those are what we might call the higher octaves of happiness, or you know, our feelings of just like, you know, that are temporary, right? Because within us exists, because we feel it whenever we get into that space. And when we feel those spaces of joy, it's like it's through and through, right? We can just feel it in our whole being. It encompasses everything. But when we're out and we're just like, maybe just having like, you know, that experience where we get super excited about something, but then we have that drop. It's kind of like eating sugar and then we drop, you know, because it was like it took a lot of energy. But what I find is when we're in these higher octave emotional states or feeling states, it feeds us and it generates us, and we get more happy, you know, we get more of life-giving force through us. So it's just kind of like those little minute distinctions. But I feel that when we're in that authentic state, that's what's happening. We are just in that pure state of being where we don't even have to put a definition or a label on what we're feeling or what we're experiencing, because it just is. And it's so magnifying, it's so rich, it's so fertile, it's so amazing. And so let's do that today. Let's do that now. Let's open up the space for us to really come into this together through meditation activation. We'll activate some things. And yeah, Christina, feeling it now in the collective flow. Yes, thank you. uh, yeah, so just want to invite you all, if you wish to, you can keep your eyes open, you can keep them closed, and I want you to just be in the flow state with this. If you want to move around, if you want to stand, if you want to sit and be still through this, just recognizing where you're at and letting through this meditation activation to allow yourself to go wherever your physical body wants to go, your mind, your feeling, anything, just so that we can really allow, right? Allow ourselves to say yes to whatever's in the moment and move with it, right? And this is where we get to practice. This is where we get to practice not holding back from what's actually maybe showing up in our experience, right? Letting ourselves just give permission to be completely free with ourselves for the rest of this time together here today, okay? And your day. So, so yeah, I don't know why this, I want to go into this, but what happens in a flow state? I'm just going to share this and we're going to go into it. So yesterday, my son had a Taekwondo tournament, right? We went to his Taekwondo tournament. And afterwards, I was like, you know, I just really want to go home, eat, and then go over to the place that I'm going to be facilitating the cacao ceremony today and get everything organized and set up so that tomorrow, you know, I can just flow from one thing to the next with more ease. And originally, I'd only planned to do this today. but the energy was so big, and I kept getting the message, switch it to today, switch the cacao ceremony from next Sunday to today. And I was like, okay, that's a lot. Okay, but we'll do it. And it did, and it worked out. And so yesterday, after we left my son's Taekwondo tournament, I have some friends that are opening up a new cafe, and I saw that there was a soft opening happening, and I was like, oh, we're going there. It was like my whole body was like, we are going in that direction. I'm like, okay, well then we'll do what I'm going to do later. It's okay. Met some beautiful friends there, ran into some good friends, had some great conversation. More people that were there said they were going to come today to the cacao ceremony. So it was just this like, oh, okay. And I didn't worry about the time. I didn't worry about my set plan of what I was going to do. I didn't worry about any of that. I was just like, oh, this is happening and we're moving in this direction, right? And this is how we're flowing. And everything worked out really beautifully for the day. And so that's just what I want to keep encouraging, is that no matter what we have set in place of ideas or plans or whatever, is that we continually allow ourselves to let go into the moment of what is speaking to us, right? Because when we're in those moments and we're just flowing with what's speaking to us, whatever choices those are, it creates a whole nother life that brings more coherence, resonance, connection, everything to us. So let's do that. So just wanted to give a solid example of what it's like to just be in regular daily life in that flow state, right? So let's just take a deep breath in. Let's take a deep breath in. And just yes, just saying yes to the heart, saying yes to the self. Noticing how you're feeling right now. How's your body feeling? How's your energy feeling? What are you noticing maybe in your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your mind? What are you feeling in this moment? Just giving yourself a moment to let yourself just feel and be present with your body, present with yourself. Just giving yourself permission to notice you. And as you do that, just breathe and welcome this information. Just say hi to anything that's showing itself. And then just let it flow on. Let it flow on. So just imagining or noticing or allowing your witnessing of yourself to be like a flow. Oh, there's that thought. Oh, there's that feeling. Oh, okay, there's that thought, that feeling. And as you're just acknowledging them, just notice maybe how more present you just rest into your body. You're just watching, not allowing it to maybe take you off on a tangent. Or maybe you are. If you are, that's fine too. Bring yourself back to your breath. Bring yourself to your breath. Bring yourself to your heart. Yourself to this space. Bring yourself to just your breath in your body again. And just let everything that I spoke about, just let it go, let it free. Or anything that came up for you. And just inviting that flow state, that space where you are able to just tune in to Tune into yourself, tune into the expanded space of your being. So if you wish to, if it feels supportive, to just bring your hands to your heart or your belly or anywhere that feels aligned. To just bring the presence of yourself to that space. And then find a center point within your body. Maybe it's your heart or your belly again, your pineal gland, center of your head, just breathing there. Bringing all of your attention and your awareness there. And as we're in this space, just noticing maybe parts of yourself that still may be restricted or constricted around feeling your authentic self. Anywhere that you may still feel like you're limiting yourself or holding back or doubting. And just noticing and just saying hi to that space, saying hi to that part of yourself, just saying, okay, I hear you, I see you, I hear you, I see you. Inviting neutrality, inviting just witnessing, inviting just your presence to acknowledge. So we're just going to welcome a deep space of neutrality on all levels of our beings, our hearts, our minds, our bodies, our souls, that we're just completely neutral in witnessing and witnessing this part of ourself. Where do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? Just allowing yourself to really open up to that part of yourself and just saying, okay, to this part of yourself, I see you, I hear you. What do you need right now? What do you need right now? Just opening up to that part of yourself. Maybe just noticing what age that part of yourself is. Maybe it's younger, maybe it's now, maybe it's another lifetime. Whatever it is, just no judging or trying to make it be, just allowing it to be what it is. Beautiful. Being present in this space and saying, okay, now that I am with you, is it time? Is it okay to dissolve? Is it okay to come home? to be free, to open up into a different way of being? Is it okay? Just let all of that, yeah, good. Let all of that just release, dissolve. Just ask that part of you, what would it feel like? What would it be like to just feel more free, to feel that flow, to feel that presence, to feel this love? Just welcome them into, invite them into a place of presence, into a place of love, into a place of authenticity, into a place of just being. Ooh, yeah. Letting the chains, the locks, the cages, yes, beautiful. Ooh. Anywhere we've been controlled, anywhere we control, just seeing all of this showing up, anywhere that we haven't felt good enough, worthy, loved. Because we're going to take all of those programs and let them all dissolve, and allowing ourselves to welcome in the space of feeling loved, feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling the space that we can just let ourselves have our fullest expression. If it's our voice, our laughter, our movement in our bodies, our play, our quietness. Breathing some breaths, into those spaces, into those places that are opening up. We're going to welcome all of the light of the soul to flow through here. Wow, so much. So just taking this, and we're going to welcome in. We're going to welcome in the soul. We are going to open our hearts. We're going to open our bodies. We're going to say yes to this brilliance that we are, this light that shines within, that wants to flow, that is flowing, that is underneath everything we've ever experienced in life. We are just going to welcome it to shine itself from the most powerful place in the center of our body right now. I'm just going to tap into that place and say yes. Whatever level of yes of that light is willing to shine from whatever part of your body that it's opening up in. Just saying yes to it, yes to it, yes to it. Yes, yes, yes. I invite you to open. Saying that to yourself, I invite you to open. I invite you to be present with me. I invite you to love me. I invite you to flow free. I invite you to be liberated in this moment, as much as available right here, right now. I invite the mind, I invite the body, I invite the heart, I invite the soul, I invite all the energy that makes me up right here, right now. to come into unity in a point of stillness together in the center of the heart. This brilliant light that holds the wholeness, that flows the wholeness, all that we are, and all that we do. Good. Just taking some breaths here and just welcome in those parts of yourself that know your free, authentic expression, your free, authentic experience with yourself. This is for you. You get to feel yourself, see yourself, hear yourself, experiencing yourself in this flow. This is for you. Just allowing the depth of that flow to open and be. Yes, yes, yes. And what does it feel like? What does it sound like? Does the experience get to be? Ah. Mm. Welcoming, welcoming this space yourself. Even more, even more, even more. Just noticing how that feels in your body. Noticing yourself. Oh, just every cell of the body right now is waking up. Even more, allowing this to grow within it. This energy, this frequency, this knowing. The brain, just watching the parts of the brain alive with this experience. Yes, all the neurotransmitters, all the nerves of the body is flowing, optimizing the electromagnetic field that you are as an energetic being within this physical body, letting all the density free, setting it free, setting it free. The body to be light, the body to be light, the body to be light. Welcoming, yeah, good, the root of the body, to feel this rootedness, this connection. The water of the body programming with this. So just take a few moments of stillness, and then we're going to go into our own intentional programming of the system of the body. Just take some moments here. Just be in your breath. Be in the space to allow. So notice this deep base of the body. Notice this deep base of the feeling. This deep space of connection, of unity within. As you're in this space, just allowing yourself to feel what it's like to move this way in life. So we're going to visualize ourselves moving, talking, being, feeling, connecting into our lives from this brilliant base of self, this authentic stillness that has the freedom to flow as your soul in all that you do. Just take a moment and give yourself that visualization. As you're doing this, just feeling that good, the resonance, what it opens up, welcoming more choice, welcoming more opportunity to be yourself, welcoming more opportunity for others to be themselves, welcoming the coherence and the movement. Or permission to be you. And it only needs to come from you. Saying yes to you. Just taking a moment here, really feeling that deep centered point, that zone of brilliance that you are, that is so solid, so strong, so capable, so able, so knowing and wise and free. Just flow from this space. Just flow in this space. Flow as this space. Just taking a moment. That we overwrite all has been to this moment now of freedom, of liberation, connection, flow, brilliance, authenticity, feeling is grounded and anchored in the body, in the mind, nervous system, allowing all the DNA to reform, recode. Feeling safe in the body, feeling connected. Oh, yeah. Feeling free to be yourself, free from any disengaging. I'm seeing happening here is a lot of disengagement from old familial patterns, ancestral as well as current life, other lifetimes. Whew. All obligations, perspectives, reactions, clearing. The only thing that matters here in this space is you, your body, you and your choice to be you. Saying yes to this. Feeling this breath through the body and your expansion, your knowing, your being. Sitting and grounding and anchoring in here. Allowing yourself to So we'll just take a few moments in stillness to allow this to flow and stabilize and integrate and anchor in. Deep breaths through the body, deep breaths into the heart. And just noticing and welcoming yourself to the space around you. Just taking your time, feeling your body, taking care of yourself. Just we'll take some moments here. Just to let you move if you need to get up and move, drink some water, take care of yourself. little bio break if you need to. Self-care moment. Just take a few moments and allow yourself to be present with yourself and what you need. And then we'll come into a space of sharing. I'd love to hear what anyone has to share about your experience, but we'll just take a few moments. If you need to move, use the bathroom. And I'll share some things that came through, as well as share about what we're possibly could join in together with even further. So, yeah, just move around, do what you need to do. And if you'd like to write in chat anything you experienced, what you're feeling now, please do. Thank you for sharing, kitty cat. Someone cat joined in, seemed quite content. Was really feeling it. Deep pleasure. Yes. Deep pleasure. Nice. I like that. Deep pleasure sounds good. Yeah, I was sensing so much coming through that. So much shifted on such a deep fundamental level for everyone. So yeah, just feel free to share in chat, or if you want to come on and share with your voice, you can either raise your hand next to participants or under chat, depending if you're on your phone or on your computer. Yeah, Linda, thank you. It's beautiful, calm and peaceful. Much love and gratitude. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you for being present with us and experiencing. Yeah, there was, wow. Just, it was fascinating because the way I saw it, it's just all these, eggshells cracking. It was like all the cages. I saw chains. I saw all this stuff just like lifting out of our bodies and out of our fields that had been so condensed, around just from our experiences in life and, what we've taken on. Yeah, Krista, thank you. Thank you. So wonderful being with all of you, freeing feels from old bonding. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that old bonding. Woo. Yeah, and just that, what I was sent, just that deep permission too, that deep permission for us, because we've taken on so much from our environment, our families, our experience, right? And so it's time now for us to just give ourselves the permission, right? Give ourselves the permission. No one else needs to give it to us anymore, right? Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. Masterful facilitation. Appreciate that. Yeah, Claudia, come on. You can unmute yourself.
Ooh, hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much. That was such a powerful moment. I feel a lot of freeing myself from my past, kind of like personality structures that I have created in the past that always come to judge me in the present moment. So I felt like I was liberating myself from those part of myself that's still stuck in the past and not letting me be who I am now. So it was very powerful. It was I feel more open or free. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Claudia. Let's celebrate that. Let's just acknowledge Claudia right now for this opening, and all of us who have had this opening, and just acknowledge and celebrate this with a deep breath and joy. Yeah. And Claudia, it was in your heart when you were speaking. I just saw like, just this. freedom, this joy, like the part of Claudia that just gets to be free, like your inner child too, of just I get to play, I get to just
Yeah,
so much
just to
joy and
be
freedom.
just to be where I am now, you know? So I'm not where I was before, and now it's like just allowing myself to be and to let go all those thoughts and and things, judgments about what I'm not anymore, and now where I am. So it was very powerful. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Claudia. Yeah. Whew, the tears coming out of my eyes too. Wow. 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 Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And may this open up such even more to a powerful embodiment and flow of yourself to be so free. So free. Yeah. No need to hold on to who we've been, right?
Yes,
And the
just
judgment.
allow, yeah, and just allow to just become here, you know. It's like
Yeah.
so much attachment to the past self that it wasn't allowing me to just fully express in where I am now and to be.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm feeling more openness. I feel like I was opening, like just kind of like my body wasn't there. It's just like this energy, just open it up and let it go so much out of it and be able to receive just the fully energy that I am now.
Mm, beautiful.
So
Yes.
very
Yes. Yes.
powerful. Thank you
Yes.
so much. You're
Thank
such
you,
a
Claudia.
powerful being. Thank
Mm,
you.
thank you. You are too. Yes. So much love to you. Wow.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just feeling that. Who else is feeling that? Anyone else feeling some freedom? Letting go of the past, letting go of the judgment, letting go of the, what we've been holding on to for maybe for so long, right? Yeah, this is where we get to be, right? This is where we get to be when we're ready to, let parts of ourselves, free, even the parts of ourselves, because when we have those judgments of ourselves, when we have those parts of ourselves that we keep like bringing, into the space with us, it's like we keep them alive. We keep them alive and in action and in motion and in energy. So it's like, so when this is that permission that we get to say, okay, I'm going to set you free. That's a part of the liberation, right? It's not just really who we are, it's all that we're no longer, right? We're liberating that as well. All of that energy, all of that energy, that we've been holding on to. We're liberating that. And then all of that energy of those parts of ourselves that just are no longer in accordance with who we're choosing to be and who we truly are, all of that energy then gets to go into that authenticity, that flow, that presence, that love. So that's what we did today. We got all that energy, back from those parts of ourselves. So, yeah, this is a very powerful meditation. Yes, deep release of the density and heavy energy. Yes. Yes. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to share? You can come on with your voice or share in chat. So, so as we were going through this and I was watching all of that shift and change and move in our fields and in our experience, just that distinguishment, a further distinguishment of what we were speaking about earlier with our emotions and our feelings. And what happens, when we go into those short bursts of emotion, right? Whether we say it's good or bad, it's just energy, right? Whether it's a short burst of emotion or we're choosing to do something because we want to feel happy, right? We're trying to, like, to put in lack of better terms, we want to fix, right? We're trying to get our fix, whether it's happiness or whatever that is for us. Or maybe we go into that state of anger or grief or sadness or judgment of ourselves, right? And it's activating those lower brain centers. What it's doing is it's telling the subconscious just what all that stuff that we just shifted, to be. that parts of ourselves that we're not. Right. So that's when we shift and we go, okay, I notice myself trying to have a certain emotional state, or I'm in this emotional state. Whenever we acknowledge that, it brings us into presence, it brings us into that love, it brings us into that authenticity, to where it activates the higher brain centers. Right. So this is where we continually give ourselves permission to acknowledge where we're at and have that freedom to choose. And then the more choices we make to have that freedom, the more we program the subconscious to stay in the higher brain centers, to be in that flow state. So it's all just, it's a feedback loop. Right? It's a feedback loop. Such a relief from old attachment and flow into the constriction. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And this is the practice, right? This is the practice. And I'm not saying that I'm in a flow state all the time, not by any means, but at the same time, because I continually practice, I'm acknowledging my states of being and coming into presence with all of them, then it's like, shifting, shifting into that state again, so it's building that muscle. It's like it's practicing, right? And that's what we're doing. We're coming into that practice to master this liberation into this authenticity. So anybody else? Does anybody want to share, either in chat or with your voice? You can either just unmute yourself. Go ahead and unmute yourself and share.
Hi,
Hi.
Kristen. I'm Daisy Sunshine, and
Hi.
I just wanted to pop in. I was just doing some work, but I wanted to pop in to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the unity. I was very moved by your voice, your presence, and what you gathered together. And I know there's such beautiful people here, and I'm so very thankful of all you are doing, and that you live in Arkansas in the Crystal area. Yeah. So thank you.
Wow, Daisy, I really appreciate you come on and sharing your voice, and so much gratitude. Yeah, wow. I was really receiving that. And well, it's fascinating to me, because the place that I always bring it back to myself is, I couldn't be here right now in this without you. Right? We're all doing this together. And the more that we gather together and do this, the more that we're able to recognize ourselves as the qualities that we feel grateful for in another, right? Or the experience that we feel grateful for of having with another. And so I appreciate the capacity to be in these co-creations, because it's incredible. It's incredible what we're doing together on this planet right now. It really is. And just really, really feel honored and blessed to be able to participate, in this way. Yeah.
I
Hi,
have a
Karen.
question.
Yeah.
This is Karen.
Hi.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been on my path for a long, long time now, and gone through the many different challenges that a lot of us go through. And I'm experiencing a lot of anxiety and hypertension, and my blood pressure has gone up. In June, the beginning of June, I had a mini stroke, and I recuperated okay. And but they want to do another surgery on my left artery. The first one was, the right side was already cleared because of the stroke. So now they want to do the left side, and I'm okay with that. I just want to get it over with. But my problem is, how do I, with what's going on in the world today, on the planet, and I'm okay with the change. I just, in dealing with the people in my life, I just don't know if the anxiety and the hypertension is coming from being around other people that are not uplifting me, or if it's a subconscious fear of something going to happen. I just don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
Of where my anxiousness and high blood pressure is coming from right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. And great question, because I know a lot of people are experiencing a lot, anxiety right now. And it's coming from many different places. But when I look at you specifically, just out of curiosity, how grounded or safe do you feel in your body?
I feel pretty safe. I feel like I could handle most anything. It's just I have too many people thinking I should still be the way I used to be.
Yeah.
And I have to keep who I am to myself pretty much.
Okay.
I'm not able to express from where I want to express, but I'm pretty grounded. I think I'm pretty grounded in my belief system, and knowing what's going on in the planet and why it's happening, and looking forward to being here during this time. I just don't want my anxiety. I just don't want my anxiety and high blood pressure to be the cause of another stroke.
Yeah, because what I was seeing was, that's why I asked you that question, because in your voice you sound grounded, you sound in your body, right? But what I noticed when you were talking, and I'm looking at your energy body and your system, is that there's a lot of static and tension and a lot of energy moving around your root and your lower back and up through, but it's not going anywhere. It's kind of like staying there. So it's like just like this energy that has nowhere to move or go. And so as you were speaking and I'm just watching and listening, it's almost like you're letting all of the stuff. One, your system's sensitive, right? That happens for a lot of us. Our system is sensitive to all the electromagnetic changes that's happening on this planet at such a rapid rate. But what I'm noticing is that with what you're doing with the outside world and what's happening in the world is just kind of like you're letting it just like infiltrate your energy body, your body, your system. And then you're not kind of letting it go and you're just holding on to it. And I can just see it. It's just kind of like putting these pulses through your body, but it doesn't have a fluid flow through your system. And there's a lot of holes and leaks and cords and everything in your energy body, which that is going to rattle the system, right? That's going to rattle the system. So however it is that you're interacting with people and how you're taking in other people's responses or reactions to who you are, or perceptions of who you are, or ideas of who you should be, however you're letting that affect you, is kind of going, okay, what matters the most is keeping your energy body clear. What matters the most is keeping yourself in a space where you can let your energy flow no matter what's happening in the world. And when you spoke about that fear of something bad happening, I saw this like ancient fear rise up of like the planet blowing up again. So there's a lot to tend to here, which I can't like support all of it in this moment, but there's a lot, happening. So, it's something we could talk about further at another time, but just if you can, just tell all the energies that you're letting into your system, tell them that they need to shift out, right? They don't have permission to be in your space. Go to all the places in your energy body where there's the leaks in your system, and just let your soul shine light through them and bolster your system, and find where you may be holding on to some of that stuff and go, okay, well, can I relieve that? Can I heal that? And so on and so forth. So that's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. It's interesting because there's been a lot of reports of people going, wow. And sometimes it seems to be consistent. Other times it seems to be just in waves of anxiety. Like, whoa, I feel super anxious today. And that will happen when there's a lot of energy moving through the planet, or it's moving, or we got, whatever it is, but it's happening more frequently. So any way that we can nourish our nervous system, whether it's through herbal tonics or more self-care, whatever that looks like for you, just do it. Ina, yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Ina.
Ina.
My cat felt it from outside and came to join us.
Mm-hmm.
Such deep, deep pleasure. And I just want to say thank you because during the meditation, there was such a deep release of being attached. I've been married for 46 years. I have 6 children and grandchildren. And I find my attachments are so hard to release to my mother, who's a very dissatisfied soul. And I kind of take it personally. I kind of want to own their burdens so they don't feel so lost and confused. And it's very hard to not own that, not feel that you want to help. So thank you. I found you this morning just 5 minutes before this started. I'm very blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ina. Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating, family, isn't it? How sometimes family can be the most challenging, because it is. It's the most, penetrating and visceral experiences that we've had in our lives, are these connections, and well, you have that caring, you have that mother energy. I mean, obviously, you have your children, but you also just carry that, archetype, that energy of mother. And so that responsibility or that care, is big. And so maybe, for those of us who carry that in any other way in your life, we can just say, okay, I recognize the depth of care that I have. I recognize the depth of maybe attachment I feel to the responsibility of someone's way of being or their choices, or how they're just saying, okay, well, can I give some space to that? Can I give, am I, and even ask the question, am I truly responsible for that?
Right.
Am I truly responsible? Because most of the time we're not. We just think we are, or because we carry that energy of a caregiver or that mother energy, that we are, right? And so there's a different level of connection in the way that we can relate when we really get it, that, oh, this is my level of responsibility. But since I'm putting it out further, projecting it out more than it is, then I'm, creating more tension and not really, it's fascinating what happens. If we notice this with ourselves, I'll use this as an example too. So, do you notice when you may project onto somebody or even project onto yourself a way of being, right? A way, something you would like something to be, or you feel you have to do something for other, that obligation kind of energy. It actually creates more tension and static to where you both can't have your experience that's really meant for each of you to have in your relationship, right? So when we can step back and say, okay, wait, where is that quote unquote boundary of my responsibility? And then when we can step into that, then it frees up a whole lot of energy. It frees us up, it frees them up, it frees up the whole experience. And those attachments, we can release those attachments, right? So maybe just do a little bit of self-inquiry on what level of attachment are you, what level of responsibility is really true and what isn't, and allow that to heal, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. A great grandmother that, of course, I never knew, comes through as needing so much love. And being so much older, I'm finding younger people, I'm 72, I'm finding younger people are having an easier time letting go of these attachments. They feel closer to spirit and source.
Yeah.
It seems, having grown up in the 50s and 60s, the pre-love generation, we carry a lot of that baggage with us that we have more
we came from, yeah, Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Well, it's fascinating because through the ages of time, we've traversed like, back in those days there was more dense energy, and we're shifting into, this new frequency to where, souls that are coming through bodies on this planet right now, there is that more connection to source because they're coming into it because that's just where we are in our state of being, but also just those agreements. Some of us agreed to come into more density and lighten it up as we go, right? And some came in much, much lighter, and they just get to go into being continue to be much lighter. So thank you, Ina. I really appreciate you, and may you find, yeah, healing through that. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I want to see. I've got some comments here. Thank you, Chris. This is lovely boost to the current wave after wave of ancient stuff coming up to be seen. Welcome with gratitude and transmuted into the authentic energy of me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Christina. Beautiful. And Philip, yeah, thank you so much here to receive. Need to leave a little early. Okay. So much joy in this present moment. Thank you. So much energy and acceptance. Feel free recently letting go of expectations and roles, feeling free within and without. So beautiful. Yay. Ah, wow. We have moved some energy. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. So this is what we do, right? Joe, ready to manifest today. Woohoo. What are you going to manifest? Let's bring that into the clear field, right? Let that energy amplify what you're going to manifest today. Yeah. So I wanted to share a little bit of something that I was really inspired to create. So as the Unity Consciousness event was in flow, for those of you who were a part of that, thank you all who were, is this whole topic of deep presence and love that we're moving into in this authenticity. So I've created this 6-week journey to come into to liberate our soul even more. And to what we did today, we are going to take up some levels, and inward some levels for 6 weeks to just really go into those places where we're fine-tuning. We're really fine-tuning our place of presence within ourselves. We're really fine-tuning where it is that our minds, our bodies, our experience is wanting to shift that depth of programming that we've taken on through all their lives, whether it's with our family, whether it's with, what we grew up around, our conditioning, our cultures, our past lives, all of that. We are going to fine tune all of that to shift a lot of the presence so that we really allow ourselves to feel that depth of self-love, that depth of purity, that depth of connection to ourselves and our authenticity. We're going to, so that we can feel more in this flow state, feel more free, feel more of that joy that is just the natural, fulfilling part of our life that we are. And so I'm just really excited because it feels that so many of us, just you showing up here today, saying yes to this, are so ready to just catalyze, accelerate, let's do this. let's finally have even more of these moments of feeling so much lighter, right? So much ourselves, that free space. And so we're going to allow our space that neutrality, right? So what this will support is that space. Is the space within our thoughts, within our space, within our bodies, with the space with our movement, so that we're really making choice. We're super conscious, right, about how we're choosing to create our lives. How it is that we're being, how it is that we're speaking, how it is that we're allowing ourselves, who we're interacting with, how we're interacting. But then most importantly, how we're doing that right here, right now for us. And really shifting a lot of that external focus to the internal focus. to where what happens naturally is that we naturally choose. That we naturally choose and then naturally resonate in the opportunities, the resources, the people, the experiences. We just navigate to them. We gravitate toward them. They gravitate towards us, right? For these powerful experiences, because that authenticity, we have chosen us to such depth and to such precision and care and connection and liberation. Woo! That the universe is saying yes to you too, right? And that everyone and everything that is aligned within your soul tribe, your soul field, your soul community is like, yep, 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 yep. And everything just starts to line up, right? And that's what we're creating. And that's what I'd like to create through this experience of this 6-week journey that I created called Liberate Your Soul. Liberate your soul. So we can embody this deep presence and love for harmony, joy, peace, and authenticity. And I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you. It's a 6-week journey. We start November 6th. We're just going to deep dive. We're going to have 6 live workshop calls to where we just deepen this. And then we're going to have a call each week. That's a support call that you can come on, ask questions, gain clarity, integrate things that are coming up for you. So we'll be together, we'll be interacting, we'll be having a lot of more interaction on these calls. The call will be longer, and we'll be sitting together to really hear, really go into that deep listening with each other, with ourselves, because that's how we get into that deep presence, is when we're willing to go into that deep listening, right? When we're really ready to say yes to that self. So there's some comments here. I'm really curious. Yeah. So Karen, how do we know if we're a drop-in or what we are here for? Because I often feel like I don't really belong here. Yeah. So so we get to identify this through our place of presence, right? I don't see you as a drop-in because a lot of us came here not feeling like we belonged here. We came here specifically on Earth to change the experience here on Earth. And most of our lives were spent off of Earth. And so we're not familiar, or we don't resonate with the matrix that's here, right? And so what we are coming in with a different perspective, a different experience, so that we can shift the energy. And the biggest reason why we don't feel like we belong here is because of the false programming that's on the planet, that's been on this planet. It's not natural. It's not who we really are. So there's a lot of ideas of like, oh, I came from somewhere else, but really most of the reason why is because this planet isn't even, has gotten so corrupted, and that's why we're here, is to shift that, right? So hi Stephanie, first in with you, finally found the chat. I hopped on right at the meditation. Big release, judgments to self, letting go, mother energy releasing. Thank you. Beautiful, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'll definitely, Claudia, yeah, I'll definitely be putting the link to all the information for the Liberate Your Soul 6-week journey. I'm going to put it in the replay email that will go out soon after this call completes. I'll be sending that out in an email, and then I'll be doing some subsequent emails as well, and you'll have all the information for that. Yeah, Joe, is anyone angry? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some angry, I'm watching a lot of anger come up. And anger for many different reasons, right? Anger because it's old and it's been trapped and is ready to come out, right? We're detoxing big time right now. Our livers are like, a lot of people's livers are just kind of like ready, because that's where a lot of times we hold anger. So, nourishing the liver in any way, if you feel angry, tuning into the liver, where you're holding anger from you know, any other past situations. Also anger, I'm seeing a lot of anger up in the collective right now. And I feel with a lot of the wavelength technology or like sound frequency technology that's on this planet, I've been noticing they're kind of pumping that through as well to create it, to, you know, all the lovely forms of mind control and stuff that we have here on this planet. So, but a lot of times those things will trigger if we already have it in our system, right? So just notice maybe where you're holding that. Where are you holding it? And maybe it's being exacerbated, you know, by those chosen forms of manipulation on the planet, as well as um oh, what am I trying to say, of just what's releasing in the field, right? There's a lot of anger of the collective releasing right now. Anger from, you know, what this planet has been, what we're moving into, what's happening on the planet right now, because some of it feels so absurd. And that's when we can go into, okay, I'm not going to judge it. This is a part of the crumbling of the system. This is a part of the collapse. This is a part of the shift. Can I come into a space of acknowledging my anger, letting it come through, but also just inquiry, the self-inquiry. Where is it inside of me? Why am I having the anger, right? Oh, so yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see, there was something else here. Yeah, I was wanting to look on Facebook to see the comments here. Feels different on Facebook. Stumbled on the live. Well, joy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Ing, for being present. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So, anger. There's a lot of different avenues of it coming up. I hope that helped, that explanation of that. But definitely, I would start more with, where am I holding it? Right? Where am I holding it? Ah. Anybody else like to share anything? Because what I'd like to do is just share a little bit more here about this 6-week opportunity. I'm putting the link in chat right now. Oops. So that we can look at it now, and or when it feels good for you, it'll be in the replay email. What I find right now that is so important is for us to stabilize in ourselves, is to create such a strong foundation of deep presence within our own self, that as we've been talking about, all that stuff with family, all that stuff with people, all the stuff that's going on out in the world isn't affecting us to the level that it does, right? That we create such a strong presence within our own self, that we give to ourselves within our own self, that we are releasing all the programs that we've taken on from this planet, right? That has taken our presence to the external, right? And bring it all back here, bring it all back into the power of the self, bring it all back into the power of our soul, bring it all back to the power of who we came here to truly be and what this planet truly is. And so I'm really committed and devoted to this. And that's what I'm inviting you into. I'm inviting you into a space to where, you know, we get to traverse these deep places of ourselves that already know this, that are already so wise and clear, that we're just bridging that gap, right? We're going, okay, mind, okay, DNA, okay, programming, and saying, all right, we're going to meet here. And then we're going to go deeper to let all that go, right? As much as possible. So we can feel that fulfillment, that satisfaction, that joy, that deep, stable, fun, open, free parts of ourselves, that wholeness of ourself, the wholeness of ourself. That's where we are truly free, is when we are really whole and unified in ourselves, in our minds, our bodies, our hearts, our souls, all of it in this flow state that we created today, right? With each other, through this space. And just all that you shared today, all that's coming up for you, all that we were able to do, the depth of what happened in this space wouldn't have happened if we all weren't here, right? And so this is what I love to bring people together for, is what aspect do you bring? What aspect each of us brings to the field and to the space magnifies the opportunity for more to be shifted, more to be opened, more for us to keep saying yes to ourselves, because that many of you showed up to say yes to yourself, right? And so this is what we're inviting the collective into, right? Every time we do it with ourselves, when we're by ourselves, you know, when we're in our own space, we're in our own experience. And so just imagining, visualizing what it would be like to have more of this, more of this, more of this every day of your life, every experience of your life. And I'll say it's been quite a journey for me to get here. And there's still more to go. And this is the most free I've ever felt in my life. And I'll tell you what, I want this for everybody. I want this for everybody. And I know a lot of you out there want that too, for yourself, and want it for the collective, because we see what's happening. And so just this is an incredible opportunity for us to join together in this 6-week journey to just keep liberating, right? Let's just be on the complete path of liberation. And so check out that page. It'll be in the link will be in the replay link, and you'll have the opportunity. And there's a link there that if you're curious, if you want to, I'll be sharing more about it. I'm going to do another live where we come in and have an experience, and you can ask me questions about the program, and maybe if you're a right fit for it, you know, what's present for you. We can talk, we can share, we can connect, and really see what's alive and what wants to be had through your own individual experience, because that's what we're here for, right? Our individual journey. But I just know that through this, and what I've been able to do in my other group programs and my one-on-ones with people, is just expand the capacity and break those chains and break those bonds to really truly step into the deep presence of self and live that. So so if it feels like a yes for you, let me know, and we'll deepen this connection even further, because it's now, it's time, we're ready, we're doing it, it's this moment, it's present. So I just want to thank you all so much. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. If you have any if you want to know any more about it, definitely go to that link, and we'll come together again to share more. But it's going to be, and it's at this time right now when the energy is ripe in prime. We are in this fertile ground right now for it, right? It is saying yes to us. The earth is saying yes to us. The angels are saying yes to us. Everything is saying yes to us. So we have the most ripe opportunity right now to step into this field together and, you know, really, 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 really catalyze and accelerate this process for each one of us in a very meaningful, deep, powerful, embodied way. So just like we did today. So I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. I am so grateful that we get to continue to connect in these most potent ways and shift reality, shift ourselves, and love ourselves more. I'll be sending out the replay in a little bit, and I am so excited to get to go lead a cacao ceremony with some really special people, and I'm so excited. So I'll just keep you all in the witnessing prayer, if that's okay, and blessing of the cacao, and the continued heart opening, the continued space of deepening the resonance of what you opened up to today through that ceremony as well. And you say yes or no to that in the field, and you'll be a part of it or not. So it's up to you. It's your permission. I don't bring anyone in that doesn't want to be a part of it. So energetically. So may you move forward in your day feeling more free, more liberated, more connected, more brilliant, more full, more whole, and just in the deep love and peace and harmony that you truly are. So I appreciate all of you so much, and I look forward to when we get to connect again. So take good care. I love you, and enjoy the manifesting of your day in peace. So much love to you all. I appreciate you all. Be well. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Stephanie. Bye, Krista. Yeah. Bye, Pat. Thank you for being here. Lee, Takir, Teresa, Wade, Alexandra. Thank you all so much, Joe. Yeah, I'm curious, Joe, if that helped with my explanation of the anger. Barbara, Dana, yeah, Christina. Thank you all so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Christina. Beautiful. Yeah. So much love to you.